One person just said the realization of what happened to to Android 13, 14, and 15. Still want to talk about it. So here's the interesting scenario. Thanks to the manga sheet that we can just go. What we got here is that Android 1 through 7 were destroyed. They were inferior models and he destroyed them. Dr. Zero destroyed them. We still have Android 8, which I guess was saved by Goku, ? So he's still around. Then we have Android 9 through 12. He destroyed them. They were not good enough. Didn't meet the standards. He destroyed them. Then we get the 13, 14, 15. They're nearly perfect. And also we got 16, which most likely is perfect. But of course, as you can figure, when you have more Androids, you will use. So we have Android 17 and 18, which are perfect. He eventually did it, even though it's kind of like, well, the guy just contradicted himself. Because if he said that, then he made Android 19 and Android 20, aka Dr. Zero, or even though, I don't know, it kind of gets messed up where it's like, okay, what are we now? So I think Android 20 is Dr. Zero. Lo and behold, we have him basically saying that Android 19 and 20 are greater than Android 17 and 18. Then doesn't that mean that number one, he could have beat the crap out of them, and number two, if Android 19 and 20 are greater and he got their ass whooped by freaking Vegeta, then he decides to go back and release two models that he's just said that were lesser power than him. What does that mean? It's like, that doesn't make sense. And I thought that there was one source that told me that, he had old technology. Android 19 and 20 were dealing with old technology. And since they were dealing with old technology, I have no idea. It's like, I thought the old technology was good enough, and I went against them, and they freaking did shit. And I was like, fuck this. I go back, I got the real big deal, and that's it. So it seems to me, it's more like the fact of, if we're going by what he's saying, I think like the bigger guns, or the worthless guns, or I don't freaking know. He decided in this version that himself and Android 19 are good enough. But if he fails, the Android 17 and 18 will be good enough. And if that fails, then he goes for Cell. Cell gets released. Yeah, but it's kind of funny where it's like, yeah, but doesn't that mean that technically he needed Android 17 and 18 alive? If they fail, you get destroyed. Now, the interesting part is, how does this play out? Because apparently, I guess technically, Cell will get released, and after Cell, Android 16 will get released, and after Android 16 gets released, the Android 13, 14, and 15 will get released. But of course, as you can figure, that never happened. They actually popped Android 16 out of jail. Why they didn't find 13, 14, and 15, I never know. Not sure. Maybe it's in a different laboratory, because he had a secret one. His secret one had Cell. So I guess we have to go with the first one that he has that had Android 13, 14, and 15. The secret one had Cell and also Android 16, 17, and 18. I guess that's how that's most likely what makes sense. So that means that I remember they destroyed one. So if they destroyed one and maybe destroyed another, the reason why Android 13, 14, 15 is there is because they destroyed it already. They destroyed that place that had them in them. Chances are. Yeah, but of course, the thing I like to dance around and play with is very simple. It seems to me that they had no idea where his secret place was in, of course, the alternate Trunks timeline. I'm not going to say future timeline anymore because it's not really the future anymore, is it? It's alternate timeline. So the alternate timeline over there where almost everyone's killed and all that's left is just Gohan and Trunks. I was really hoping that, and it would have been freaking awesome that in Dark Goku's freaking saga, which, no, I'm not calling him Goku Black. Y'all guys are stupid. Everyone in freaking Japan, Japanese language doesn't have dark magician. Like, for instance, dark. They don't have the word dark. So when the original translation for dark magician is black magician. So you have to be smart and be like, oh, you meant dark magician. So that means that technically Black Goku should have been Dark Goku. But idiots be idiots, right? Anyways, with Dark Goku here, you would figure that the biggest trump card that I would love to say, ooh, this would be good, ooh. Because notice, Android 16 had a mission to take down Goku. Who gives a fuck? He's gonna be like, my name is Zamasu, and I just took over Goku's battle. He's like, you're still fucking Goku. So Android 16 would have been a freaking awesome yes to that. Would he got destroyed? Maybe. Hope not. Either way, without a Goku in the world and he still survived, that means that Android 16 might be good-natured. Maybe good-natured. But also, it would be just cool to just have Android 16, then we have Android 13, 14, and 15 just shows up, and, well, the Z Fighters are all gone. I guess they would go against Trunks, but personally, I would just kind of hope that they would override crap, and maybe they can get reprogrammed, and then lo and behold, Android 13, 14, and 15 can think for their damn ass selves instead of being like, oh, we're going to cause destruction and crap, because the world's already messed the freak up. It's like, yeah, they already messed the freak up. There's really nothing else to freaking damn destroy. So it would be kind of cool, and that would have been even off very, very cool, where Boo shows up, or Babidi shows up with Deborah, and you have Trunks with the 3 androids, plus Android 16 if he survived, and there all they go. 5 versus, I think he had 5. So that would have been awesome, don't you think? That would have been freaking awesome, but, well, you know how it is. Always remember, hashtag History of Trunks 2. Boo's arrival. It's like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You can't just say, oh, yeah, he dealt with them. It's like, no, I want to see it. You give us History of Trunks 1, the first History of Trunks. You deserve to show us the second one with freaking Boo Saga. Come on now. You need to show what happened with freaking Boo Saga. That would have been freaking awesome. But either way, we'll just end it by just saying the fact of, I just wish that we got to see the androids, you know. I already know the fate to the 13 through 13 through 15. The fact that, well, he said that Dr. Zero just destroyed him. And I'm like, I doubt he would, because if he did destroy them, then why in the world does Android 17 and 18 even exist if, you know what you said, he basically made him better than the other ones. He made Android 19 and 20 superior. So with that case, that means that almost all the androids should have been destroyed except for him and 19. And most likely maybe even Cell. But it just gets my story. Just ignore what the dumbass idiot said, okay? I'm pretty sure that for Android 13 through 18, they're all existent. Android 17 and 18, as we already know, they became good guys. Android 16 became a good guy at the end. It's too bad that he didn't get to be rebuilt once more. Damn, what the fuck. Android 13 for 15 might have been destroyed when they destroyed the bunker, but if they didn't destroy the bunker, and of course, well, I might have just don't know correctly, they could be still out there, and it could be still released, which I'm like, why the fuck not? Y'all only messed up parts, like, even though they'll be released, it kind of sucks that Goku and Vegeta are now at a different level than them, meaning that it wouldn't be as good as you would hoped it would be. You know, because in Super Android 13, they were getting mopped the floor with, right? But with Super now, that means that with Blue Super Saiyan, they most likely would be able to mop the floor with those bastards very easily, to the point where it's like, yeah, they'll quickly have to make a quick battle. It's like, that'll just be a freaking episode. It won't even be a movie. It would just be a freaking episode where all 3 of them shows up. They cause some ruckus. Blue Super Saiyan, Vegeta, and Goku destroys 14 and 15 like that. Then 13 is like, okay, well, let me do something right quick. Go, and now he's super. And then either A, they basically come Gogeta and beat the shit out of him, or they both work together and beat the crap out of him, which I think if they worked together, that would have been the best option on that. And he's destroyed. End. There's the end of the episode. Run credits.